It's Happy Hour again from Uptown New Orleans. Hello, I'm Grant Morris. Happy Hour is part of the family of shows on the podcast network. It's neworleans.com. When you walk into a bar in New Orleans and you pull up a bar stool, you never know who's going to be sitting on either side of you. What you do know is no matter what they look like, what they're wearing, whether they just got out of a limo or just got out of jail, they're going to be happy to talk to you because that's New Orleans. And this is Happy Hour, a cocktail-fueled 60 minutes of random conversation with folks who have nothing in common. Other than we're all New Orleanians in a bar. Today we're at Wayfare on Ferret Street. Wayfare is a restaurant and a bar where they serve handcrafted food and spirits. Chef Kevin White puts fine dining into a sandwich, and the bartenders put fine booze into a glass. What's everybody drinking? Andrew, you've got a straight-ahead beer.
I'm having the old Green Flash IPA.
Nice. Green Flash. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, that's what it's called.
Nice. Okay.
Yep.
And this is Addie Olsen. What are you drinking, Addie?
This is actually my favorite drink here.
You have to talk into this microphone. It's the black thing. Yeah.
Sorry.
Why don't you go?
Ginger acai martini.
Ginger acai martini.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. And Andre Waguespack, what are you drinking?
Blue Moon, my favorite beer.
So both you guys are drinking beer. Blue Moon and Green Flash.
Yeah.
How many beers are named after colors?
A few.
Purple Haze.
Purple Haze,
There
another
you
good
go.
one.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, classic.
Red Stripe.
Irish Red. What's that one? Killian's. Yeah.
Killian's Irish Red.
Mm-hmm.
Blackened Voodoo. Is that still around?
Black and Tan.
Black and Tan.
Yeah.
That's not actually a beer, though. That's a drink.
It's kind
That's
of
a mixed drink.
Beat Amber. Yeah.
A bitter amber. Another good one.
I like
Eddie,
that
you
though.
haven't contributed any
I know. I've been
coloured
trying
beers.
to think.
I like
Stella Artois. Is that a colour in French? Artois. What does that mean? Is it Emily? Do you know over there? No. Okay.
What's Artois?
I don't. I think it's someone's name, like Stella.
Stella.
Stella's not a
Stella's
colour.
a star, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah.
In
Star
in Italian or Latin or something?
I would guess
Italian.
Italian. Yeah.
I'm a simpleton. I don't really know too much about
A simpleton.
Yeah.
Did you say that? Do you have any education, Andre?
Oh yeah, no.
Did you go to school?
I did have.
What school
right
did you
here,
go?
Jesuit New Orleans.
Jesuit. It's a high school.
Yeah. It's
Did you go to
fantastic.
college after that? Or in
Yeah, I went
college?
to LSU for 2 years.
2 years, and what happened?
I decided to focus on music for a little bit.
Really? So
Oh,
that's
yeah.
what you're doing right now. You're
Oh, yeah,
focusing on music.
Oh yeah, it's gone well. It's gone
Okay.
extremely
Shall
well.
I read an introduction to you so everyone knows who we're talking about?
If you'd like.
Why
to, by
not?
all
Okay.
means.
Well, I've got it right in front of me, so why
Might
not?
as well.
It
Can you
says here
read?
that you. Yes, I can.
Okay,
Watch
good.
this. It says here that your professional name is Klutch with a K. Klutch.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Oh, that is
right.
correct.
Not
yeah.
Clutch with a C, which is the correct spelling.
Is this a lie detector test?
No.
Okay,
You
then,
can you can totally make it up. It doesn't have to be. None of it has to be true. No one's going to know.
Oh yeah, no, that's right.
So Clutch with a K. How did you come up with Clutch with a K?
I'm a huge car fan. I love cars. And it was just, I was just up. It was probably like 4 or 5 a.m. and I started naming car parts, and it kind of just rolled off the tongue. And then, unfortunately, there's obviously the metal band Klutch that everybody knows about. They started.
No.
Oh, really?
I didn't.
Well,
Did you know them, Andrew?
Oh wow.
Addie, you ever
I
heard
did
of
not.
Clutch?
That's
No.
even more fantastic. But they're really big in the 90s.
Are they from Denmark or something?
Oh no, I think they're from the United States, and it was a little too late to rebrand it after that, but because I kind of started doing some shows with that name, but
You could be the artist formerly known as Clutch, or
formerly known-
FKA Clutch.
But I mean,
right, or not the heavy metal band.
No, thank God. I mean, I love.
You
heavy
could call
metal,
yourself
but
that, couldn't you? Not.
I could, but that's why I
parentheses,
changed.
not
That's why I
heavy
changed
metal.
it with the K. I like the K because originally I started out with just Crescent. I just wanted to be Crescent, and then
Crescent.
just with a K, Crescent with a K, because from the Crescent City.
Right.
And
That's
then-
pretty interesting too, right? Would you go with that, Andrew? Crescent?
I'm not
What
sure.
do you think of that?
Band
Well,
names are hard.
Well, I did a few shows. I did like 6 months of shows under Crescent, and
Yeah.
and I just wasn't feeling it, and then it
Well,
just rolled off.
Crescent sounds a little soft somehow.
Yeah, no,
A
completely.
little artsy.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
brand wasn't really there, and I just got interested. Obviously, I got into it was only within like the past year that I really got into cars, and just like I was like transmission.
What got you into cars? You're lucky you didn't call yourself Transmission.
I
That
know,
would-
but
that would sound pretty
yeah.
weird.
Well, if I was a trance artist, I'd be Transmission.
That's pretty good.
I know. it
Or
was.
if you're a transgender.
that would work even better.
That would
But Klutch just worked. It was simple to the point. Everybody picked it up really quickly, and I mean, it has so many different meanings. It has 3 different meanings, like the car part to
Yeah.
grasp something,
Right.
and then the slang term, something, like you come in clutch, like you get the game-winning point, you came in clutch kind of
Right.
thing. So that's kind of the way I kind of like to roll with it. Strive to be clutch every day.
Do cars still have a clutch, or is that only if you have a stick shift?
Only if you have a stick shift.
So automatic transmissions doesn't have. That would be a great name too. Automatic transmission. Actually,
yeah.
that would be pretty good.
But that's
wouldn't
too many syllables, man. That's what I'm saying.
Too
Clutch
many.
just one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it too many?
Yeah.
Way
I
too
wouldn't
many.
mind going with automatic transmission.
It's yours.
I could just do that.
There you go.
Should we start again?
You want to be a DJ?
Live one night only.
No.
You can take
No,
my
I just
set.
do the whole show as
Yeah.
change my name from Grant Morris to automatic transmission.
There you go. Your
Auto
automatic
trans.
transmission.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's your.
I'm gonna call you that. for the
It's
rest of the
happy
show.
hour. What did I say after that normally?
I'm your host, automatic
Yeah.
transmission.
Hi, I'm automatic transmission. Welcome to Happy. I like it actually. You don't
Yeah.
mind if I take that?
No,
do
by
you?
all means.
You stick with
got
Klutch,
it.
and
Can
I'll
you
be
give me a little
automatic
bit of
transmission.
royalties though? Because I kind of.
Yeah, I could say from thanks
give me
to
like 5%.
thanks to Klutch with a K.
That works. Thank you.
Five's
How did
pretty
you go?
reasonable.
We've perhaps we spent enough time on this already, but how did you come up with the K without the C? Because Klutch is spelled with a, it is spelled with a C normally.
It is
isn't
spelled with a
Okay,
C.
Thank God for that. Okay.
And that was the branding issue with the metal band.
Oh, they spell it with a C.
Mm-hmm.
So where are they from? These guys, Klutch. Oh man. Let's have a listen to some. Chris, can we hear some Klutch from
That's a good idea.
the heavy metal band?
Yeah.
Chris can find
In
that.
the meantime,
set.
what kind of music does Klutch with a K play? You haven't gotten to that, Grant. Let's go.
Well,
Oh,
it
pretty
says-
much anything that gets people dancing. I started out pretty solid with.
So it's
one kind of-
DJ.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
I like to pretty much create and play anything that I feel. I mean, different nights mean different genres, different feels. You got to read a crowd, and pretty much good music's good music. So whatever's good, I like to play it. I like to create it.
It says here that you're carving out a unique spot in electronic music, drawing on rock as much as hip hop.
Oh yeah, no, I have
So
I have
it's-
this remix of one of my favorite bands, Day to Remember, and I made something hard and heavy into like a happy house remix, and a lot of people really picked up on that, and that was a big song for me, and it helped pick up a lot of fans, and people really enjoyed that because that's the kind of music I grew up listening to. I was always really into the heavier style of genres, and
What
and
made
so I
you
drew
want to
from that.
not pick up a guitar and be a guitar player?
Well, I did
in a
pick up a
metal band?
guitar, and I was a guitar player in a metal band for a while.
What was the name of that? Automatic transmission. I
Yeah,
bet.
it
right?
was. But I mean, the reason I switched from bands because I was in bands all throughout high school. I only have to deal with my ego, which can
Your
kind
ego.
which can kind of get out of hand sometimes. I mean, with anybody in a band, you have 4 different people with 4 different visions, and they all want to say and what they want to do.
But isn't that what makes great music? What
No,
makes a great band? Is it
completely.
somehow 4 different people?
But it also makes bands break up. And that's what it did with ours. Like 3 or 4 different bands. It got frustrating. So I was like, what? I have a vision, and I'm gonna put my vision out there, and it's just gonna be me. I have complete creative control, and
Well,
I
that's
really
what
enjoy
Andrew
that.
does. Andrew's a solo artist mostly. He has a band as well, but it's mostly
Yeah,
your
but I
work.
agree. I agree with Klutch that. Do people refer to you as that, or is that just
His real name was
yeah,
his
yeah.
real name was Andre Waguespack.
Mhm.
All right, yeah, that's right.
You know something?
So-
Well, let's get back to your name.
I
in a minute.
answered
yeah.
both.
But yeah, I think he's right. I think you gotta have a fair bit of ego to think that whatever you're creating is relevant. So to pursue the arts takes a little bit of ego in itself, and then you combine that with other people. It's a volatile thing. And
But when you get together with your band,
yeah,
it's your music and you write it, you bring it to the band, you say this is what we're going to do. Do they contribute? Do they make
Yeah.
contributions?
Yeah, that's the thing. Maybe it's my band and my vision, as Andre said, but they're interested in seeing that through musically and pulling it and tweaking it and maybe bringing it in a slightly new direction or adding something.
You don't
so-
have a problem with that. You
No,
don't
I
have-
think that's great.
But
I think,
that's the other thing is, you need that slight bit of maturity in it. He's obviously a little older. I was saying I was doing this in high school.
Right.
You have no maturity in high school. It's all about
Right.
what you want to do. When you grow up, I can totally see it. Like, I can't wait to start collaborating with people and start making music with other people. But back then, I wasn't ready. None of us were ready, and that's why I didn't
So
work out.
walk us through it. So you're in a room somewhere. Is it you're in your garage at home or your bedroom or
Oh,
someone
no,
else's
this was when
house?
I was
or
still
what?
living out up in Baton Rouge.
Baton Rouge.
Yeah, it was
Yeah, but
just-
where are you? You're in someone's house or in a garage? What?
This is my house.
Okay, so there's 4 guys from high school.
Oh no, the bands.
Yeah, the
no.
bands.
Okay, well the bands. This was just at anybody's parents' house where we could go and
And
set
did
up.
it descend into a fight?
No, it wasn't a fight. It was just, I mean, you either lost interest or.
Everyone else is an asshole.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Oh no, I still
talent.
talk to those guys and I love them to death. But different visions, different things. Like maybe one of us, I remember, one of us wanted to be a little harder, one of us wanted to be a little softer. And after a while, you kind of just lose interest in the fights, and I mean, they're not like fights. We're just like, this isn't
Creative differences,
This
I
just
guess.
isn't working.
And these guys
what's the
still
point?
are they still in music or are they given up?
Most of them, I don't think they're in music now.
Nobody. That's interesting in itself. Are they talented?
Yeah, no, they were, and that's why I really loved working with them.
So what are you going to do? Are you going to pick up a guitar and play again?
I play all the time at home. All the time. I create most of my melodies on a guitar. I'm not the greatest piano player in the world. And so most of the melodies that I do create is on my guitar, and then I convert
That's why
that
your stuff sounds
into
different to
piano.
everybody else's stuff.
I suppose so. I mean,
Would have to, wouldn't it? Isn't that a whole different
oh yeah, a whole different feel to it.
beginning?
Yeah.
So it says here that you have over 300,000 spins on SoundCloud.
Oh no, I'm getting up to 600,000 right now.
So this is wrong.
Oh, that is wrong. That was
600,000.
I almost
That's
almost
huge.
up to 600,000.
That's almost twice as many as
It's
300.
mind blowing. It's sometimes I have to pinch myself to believe it's real. Because when you start, something on SoundCloud, a veteran producer, you might have 10 people follow you for 5 months.
Yeah, you're lucky to get like 30
Yeah,
people
you're
or
lucky to
60
get
or
anybody to
yeah.
even take any recognition toward you, because there's just so much out there. There's so
Right.
you have check out my SoundCloud, check out this, check out that, and you have so much and so many people creating music, and that's the day and age that we live in right now.
How are they finding you, these 600,000 people?
No, not 600,000. Oh,
Well,
maybe
600
600,000.
well,
Is
it's
there
a-
like a moment in time where it
Oh
kicked
yeah.
off?
Oh yeah. It's well, the great thing about marketing now is it's a lot of word of mouth, and the great thing about SoundCloud, it has a repost button. So if people like it, they can repost it on their page, and then their friends see it, and they repost it, and their friends see it. So it's one of those things where most of, there's a few songs like I remember when Poker Trap came out. It's just a remix of the Pokemon theme song. I'm still a nerd, and everyone, from my age, and I'm sure y'all too, like y'all love Pokemon. Hopefully. If you don't love Pokemon, I'm gonna have to go sit at a different table, right?
Who doesn't love Pokemon, Addie?
I actually loved
That's what I'm saying.
Pokemon.
Pokemon's awesome.
So you remixed the Pokemon
Yeah,
theme.
they're really connected.
Okay, we got to
with
start
life.
listening to some of this stuff now. Chris, can we get any of this up here?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It started out as just a Pikachu sample, and it just connected with so many people.
Okay,
and they
let's
loved
listen to it. Chris,
Ash
how
Ketchum.
far away is it?
Wait. So this, what is it called?
Poker Trap.
Okay.
Poker Trap.
You'll see Pikachu. He's looking really thug in the picture. Trap version of Pokemon. And it just worked out really well. I found a really good Pikachu sample, and I just cut it up and chopped it up. And
What's the copyright deal with all that?
Oh man. Hopefully they don't take it down.
But could they? You don't own it,
Yeah,
right? So
no, I don't own it.
who
at all.
wrote that?
I mean, in the description I said I don't own it, so hopefully that works.
So do you monetize this? Do you get money from it?
No, I don't make any money. All my
So they
music's
don't.
free.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
hopefully
they don't
not.
care, right?
I'm just a veteran producer. Hopefully not.
All right, here's Poker Trap.
I wanna be the very best, like no one ever was. To catch them is my real test, to train them is my cause. I will travel across the land, searching far and wide. Each Pokemon to understand the power that's
I made this in about 4 hours, and I just threw it up. The hashtag on it is even joke trap. Like it was supposed to be a joke, and it just blew up.
Yeah, I can tell you when you play it in Republic, people go crazy.
Oh, yeah, I'm
The whole
laughing. I'm
crowd
laughing
goes
because I was
crazy.
like, this was supposed to be a joke, but a 4-hour song, and it blew me up, and I attained a lot of my success to that song.
And you haven't heard from anybody who wrote that saying, thanks very much, or can we use it, or we'll take it down, nothing.
No, but I mean, it has, the download limit's been reached. It has, probably over 50,000 plays. It's got a lot.
It's awesome. Unfortunately, you don't make a penny out of this, so how do you make a living as a musician? I guess someone like Addie hears you. So this is Addie Olsen who's joining us, who's the director of the Buku Music Art Project, which is this year in New Orleans, Friday and Saturday, March 13th and 14th. That's 2015 if you're listening to this at any point.
Next weekend.
Yes, next weekend. If you listen to this after March 13th and 14th, 2015, it was an awesome show, right?
It was a great time.
Yeah. Awesome. People listen to these shows,
It was
God knows
so
when.
awesome.
So, and it says here you've worked among other places as well, but tell us, so what goes on at Buku, just roughly? I've got a lot of questions for you.
Yeah, we have around 14,000 people a day that come to the festival. We're actually sold out already for this year. We sold out.
So don't try and get in.
Over a week in advance. We still have some VIP tickets on sale.
How much is that?
But VIP is $3.99.
Day
So not too
day
bad.
passes are done too?
All GA day passes and weekend
Sold
passes are sold out.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
So if someone's listening to this and they're thinking, I'd love to go to Buku,
Next year.
take a whole bunch of drugs and listen to electronic music like the other rejects.
Right.
We have
too late.
a lot more than electronic music, though.
What goes
We have
on there?
lots of hip hop, indie rock. We have TV on the radio, D Antwoord, which
Portugal.
I'm most looking forward to. Yeah,
Portugal's my number one to look
man.
at.
Lots of awesome acts playing outside of electronic, but we do have, our core is in the EDM scene, I would say, and we've got Bass Nectar, our headliner this year. People are going crazy over Bass Nectar.
Oh yeah, he's number one.
Yeah.
At least for me, like just number one artist in general. He's fantastic.
He's your favorite person in the whole entire world.
He's
Bass
obscenely good.
Obscenely good.
Oh, yeah.
So what's the deal? What is? You go to like Jazz Fest or
Definitely.
and Jazz Fest, they don't believe in selling that out. They just keep cramming them in.
Exactly.
But you've actually got
We
a
have
limit.
a different philosophy, I think.
What's your philosophy?
It's a boutique event. So we definitely, pride ourselves on keeping it intimate and accessible for people.
So 14,000 is it?
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah. So, it's easy to get from stage to stage. We have around 5 stages across the site. Some of them are indoors, some of them are outdoors, but there's no sound bleed between the stages. So you can pop from the power plant to the float den in a matter of 5 minutes. We have tons of awesome acts playing at the same time. And then it's not just about the music. We've got, an art team that's local, and they're building, 5 to 6 major large-scale installations. We have a special moments department.
Special moments.
Yeah. So this is pop-up performances, essentially, that occur throughout the site. We have hundreds of New Orleans street performers that we kind of pick up throughout the city in the weeks before the
I hate
festival.
to interrupt you, but I'm going to have to go back now, a whole bunch of these things.
Yeah.
Tell us about what the art installations are, and then tell us about your special moments.
Yeah, for sure. So we have a local company that curates all the art. They've done it since year one.
Who are they?
Martin Productions. They also go by Raven, and they have a core team that's done the festival.
They have 2 names.
Yeah, kind of.
That's unusual. That's like Andre Waguespack.
Really
and
Raven,
Klutch.
but I guess legally Martin. I've just been looking at too much paperwork lately, so.
But one is their company name and one is their real name?
Well, they go, it's Raven.
Raven's the guy's real name, and then he calls his company Martin? Or the other way around?
Their LLC is a different name than, the actual name of the company, but either way.
I'd hate to give them a plug, so don't say their real name. Who are they?
Either way,
Who is their
it's
real-
Chris Behrens, and he went to Tulane. He actually graduated the same year as I did, and he started off as the art director for the festival our first year. And him and my boyfriend, actually, Max Rashi, started.
Your boyfriend is Max Rashi.
Yeah.
I'm just going to write
and
that
he,
down.
Glad I know that one.
My boyfriend works with him, and he curates our live graffiti gallery. So it's a 3-story gallery, 17 live aerosol artists that are all local. They've all made their mark on the city, and they love
Legally?
it. Nope, maybe not legally. But they do a lot of legal gigs, but and this is one of them. But you'll see their names scattered up around the city.
Were any of
MRSA,
them,
Tard,
Were they involved in the Westbank project?
Yes, they were. They were all involved.
That's
Actually, my boyfriend was involved with that. MRSA, Tard, the Charles crew. Lots of
Yeah, that
really
was a cool deal.
great.
Did you see that, Grant?
Yeah,
What
that
was
was
that called?
amazing.
Exhibit B.
Exhibit B. Did you
And that was
see
actually
Yeah, awesome.
That was great.
that was B Mike. He painted last year at the gallery.
Uh-huh.
So you know
So you're the person who's responsible for pulling all these threads together.
exactly. That's basically my job.
You look so calm and you're not stressed out at all. You look like a normal human being.
You would be surprised.
Oh yeah, we're stressed.
No sleep for the next week.
But you're sold out, so everything's
yeah.
cool. But now I guess all the nightmares unfold. Like
Exactly.
people don't show up, or
Well,
what sort of things go wrong
It's
from
not.
that?
I don't think from a patron perspective you would see any
Right.
of it.
no,
It's
no.
all
But from
just,
what's
you know,
backstage,
it's building a city, you know, for 2 days. So we have the art. We've got the special moments, which I can talk a little bit more about later. But
Why
we've-
not? Way later.
Okay, I'll talk
Tell
about the
us.
special moments.
Remember that special moment we had, Andrew?
This was
You
new.
mean precious moments.
Oh, that was a
Precious. I like that. I want to change it. I would
What
change
is that?
precious
What's that
moments.
song?
Remember who gave that to you, Addie?
What is that song? Precious moment.
It's not a song. It's those porcelain, cute little big-eyed, kids.
Yeah, you're right.
You know,
Are they
the
called precious moments?
Yeah. You know, they're
They're
you know,
kind of
all-
scary.
They're all wet and like trying to get in from the cold, or they're like petting their dog in the park,
Aw.
or they're
I had no
playing-
idea that was
playing
a thing.
hopscotch. or-
Really?
Yeah. Precious moments.
Oh, I
man.
thought you were
Come on.
talking about the dolls.
Yeah.
They
the
are
porcelain
dolls.
Yeah, the
dolls,
porcelain dolls. Yeah, they
Yeah.
scared me.
The dolls
a
that
little
get
bit.
possessed.
Yeah, they're
You know
they're
those,
strange.
Andre? You familiar with the
No, I
porcelain?
haven't, but apparently not everyone's familiar with Pokemon, so.
Okay, it's even.
Yeah, so now
All
it's
right.
even.
Okay.
Precious moments came before. It's like old school Pokemon. I think
Okay.
I might say.
Yeah.
Gotta catch them all, dude.
Precious Mom. What is the song with Precious Moments? We'll share Precious Moments again. What is that
No,
song?
I don't know,
I
Grant.
don't know that one.
It's like an
either.
old R&B song. Graham, help me out. Oh, God damn it. Okay. I'm going to have to Google it at some point during the show here then.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do you personally go find all these people?
Yes,
Addie?
Nick Thomas. He's works very closely on our team, and he kind of curates the whole department. So he literally has people going out in the French Quarter, just kind of saying, "Hey, do you want a free ticket to the festival in exchange for playing your violin somewhere on site, or breathing some fire, or stilt walking?"
I'm literally going to go do that after this interview.
Going to go out on the French Quarter
Yeah.
and do fire breathing. see
No,
if you can get
go
picked
find
up.
those people, yeah.
He's helping.
Are you?
He's
You're
helping,
helping.
curate. Yeah.
So anyone listening to this, because there's like 4 people listening to this, and one of them must be able to breathe fire,
Yeah.
surely, right?
Yeah. I'm sure.
Hit me up,
At least
please.
one. Yeah.
Are you
Looking
serious?
for you.
This is how. But
So this is how we
Nick's-
find them, and
Okay.
they have to sign waivers.
That say what? Don't expect to get paid.
Well, we
A1.
give them free tickets to the festival, and they really appreciate it, especially that it's sold out. It's in high demand. The tickets are.
I
They
wanted to
put out
give.
their
Oh,
tip
yeah,
hats like in the
they're
French
seen-
Quarter.
Oh yeah, they're seen by 30,000 people.
That's a good
awesome.
question though. Can they put out a tip hat?
Yes,
Yes, they can.
they can. Yeah,
That's
They do.
cool.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I have to let our security team know when all of these special moments are happening and where they're happening, because last year was our first year implementing this program, and they were like, who are all these random performers popping up around site? They have fire, they have violins, items that are prohibited to bring inside the festival, and we kind of stepped back and we're like, oh, okay, we need to make our security team aware of this. So we've been definitely making much more of an effort to do so this year, and I think it's going to be really good.
We got Andrew. We've got to be able to come up with something, right?
Oh, we can do.
What we
yeah.
could do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need a ticket?
No, I would love to
What about
invite you
sword
to become a
swallow? Do
special
you need a
moments
sword
performer.
swallower?
I forget if we had the emergency circus last year, which is kind of like a crazy pop-up circus. They brought their ambulance and all their performers. It was really interesting. We have break dancers. They're called the Buku Breakers,
Uh-huh.
and they've actually adopted this name. They've kept this name throughout the whole year, and they identify themselves as the Buku Breakers.
So that's basically free marketing
yeah.
for Buku.
So
Why
they're
is
going
it?
to be wearing tees, and they'll
Okay.
have awesome
So
attire.
you're looking for. So we could do our sword swallowing.
Or you could get like some PVC pipes. Y'all can do like a little Blue Man Group routine.
Yeah.
Well, it's
That's
kind
cheap.
of
Y'all
it's
can
kind
figure
of like
that out.
sword swallowing, except it's using acid.
Oh yeah, I'm done.
So we do like acid swallowing. So we hand out tabs of acid.
I don't know. That
like
wouldn't
the
be
Grateful
allowed.
Dead did.
No.
No.
We wouldn't allow
I'll have to
that.
come up with something else, and that wouldn't work.
Well, it just means we'll
So
have to
it's
break the rules. That's what it means.
Yeah, tell the security guys
Yeah,
that we're
tell
bringing
security
things.
guards that's okay.
So what's the deal with?
Apparently they're cool with guys walking around with fire.
I
so.
told people that you were coming on the show today,
Mm-hmm.
and the first question one guy asked me, he said, "I believe they have a lot of drugs there. Is that right?"
No, I wouldn't say so.
No.
I think, any music festival culture, has that stigma.
Well, it's not necessarily bad.
And it isn't necessarily bad,
I'd say
but
sick.
we've had, I think, we've worked really well with the city of New Orleans EMS, the NOPD and the Harbor Police, and we haven't had, any issues. Like we've had, normal, kind of trying to think
ODs.
of like, no ODs.
Are you serious? Not one?
No. This will be our 4th year.
Anyone die?
No.
Wow. How is that even possible?
Well,
So-
because these kids have been doing it for a while, and they know
Okay.
what kind of drugs to do. And
We
you know,
also we increased the age limit last year to 18 and older.
Oh, it's 18.
So it's an 18 and up
older.
festival.
Oh, okay.
And if you think about it, at the end, dude, music's all you need. Music's the only drug you need.
This was the first question this guy asked me, though, Andre, was do they have a lot of drugs there? And I don't know. He wasn't saying that was a bad thing. He
well,
just
clearly,
was
because
wondering.
there's
He was like
there's
looking
a
to buy.
Maybe he's looking to sell drugs there, for all I know.
there's that stigma that goes along with EDM, which is apparently
Yeah, there
the
is.
lion's share of what's being played at
Right.
the festival. So that's where that.
People
That is-
think
but,
that
but at
they.
the same time, personal experience, I play every single one of my shows completely sober.
Well, what about listening to other people's shows, though? Do you like to take a whole bunch of ecstasy or something?
No, I'm a big firm believer. And this is why one of the things I love about Bass Nectar, we were talking about earlier, is because his big thing is music is all you need, and I firmly believe that as well. Like it's a big thing. Like music.
And how's he getting
Music
paid?
is the transcendence that the drug that
Right.
is universal. It's the universal language, and that's really in the end of the day. That's what
How's
we need.
Bass Nectar getting paid? Do people buy his tracks?
Yes.
Or they're not stealing them? Like,
A lot of
some people
these
steal,
EDM
but-
artists actually started off by releasing all their music for free.
Right.
And that's how they got so big.
well, basically everyone's
Well, it's
stealing
all about
everything now. but-
about exposure. And it's all about getting your music to the right people, and
Right.
then it's all about them, getting a big name to play
Yeah.
your music.
It's cultivating a following,
Mm-hmm.
and I think Bass Nectar and Pretty Lights have both done that very, very well. We
Have
have
you-
people coming from almost every state.
Have you ever heard Andrew Duhon play the guitar and sing a song?
I
it-
haven't.
I think
Well,
it
this
might
could-
be time for the sponsor thing. Do you want to do that first?
Oh, we'll do that first, and then
Yeah.
we'll play a song. Okay, let's do that. Okay, we'll have to tell you how our show gets to be here. Yeah. So first of all, I'm going to tell you who brought us our show today. Thank you very much to Petite Pet Care. If you're going out of town or you have a crazy schedule, the folks at Petite Pet Care will take care of your pet in his or her own home. For loving care when you're not there, you can go to petitepetcare.com. And thanks to Basic Swim and Gym for a full range of fashion swimsuits, workout and yoga clothes with style. The all-new Basic Swim and Gym is on Magazine Street near Jefferson Avenue. Thank you too to Hangover Destroyer. This is what you guys need to know about this. This is the only all-natural product medically proven to prevent a hangover. Go to Hangover Destroyer. Their website is hdestroyer.com. Write happy hour in the coupon code and get 30% off Hangover Destroyer and seize the Duhon. You guys could sell a shitload of Hangover
We
Destroyer.
probably
out
could.
there.
yeah.
Sure.
Why
They
did
sponsor me?
will they sponsor you?
Dude,
Yeah.
I'll
Okay. What would you do for it? You're just going to say I'd do anything, right? That's
Oh,
what
yeah,
you're
right.
about to say, correct?
I could do a lot of things for them.
Okay. Klutch, brought to you by Hangover Destroyer.
There you go, that
Okay.
works.
Well, we could certainly talk to them and ask them. Thank you too to the Girl Power Group, where girls aged 9 to 12 learn skills to handle peer pressure and bullying. At Girl Power, girls create positive friendships, increase their self-confidence and feelings of self-worth. For more information on Girl Power, go check them out at jfsneworleans.org. That's jfsneworleans.org. Thank you too to unlistednola.com, the revolutionary new way to buy a house in New Orleans. If you know what you're looking for, you can find your perfect match. Before it comes on the market, it's thematch.com of real estate. It's Unlisted Nola at unlistednola.com. Music provided by Andrew Duhon, recently back from Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka.
Nice. Live music. We're going to
Sort
make
of.
Andrew play a song,
Can
but
we hear
first...
can we hear a Sri Lanka story?
Yeah, man.
Bring
So I went with my father this trip to go see a great uncle of mine who's a missionary priest out there. He's been there for 64 years of his 87-year-old life, so all of his life essentially. We were, 34-ish hours into a 36-hour travel. We were in a hired van from the airport in Colombo to Batacalo, which is about an 8-hour drive. So 6 hours into that drive, and they drive like fucking animals
They do.
over there.
Crazy.
It's insane.
Are they on the same side of the road as we are, or are they on a different
No,
side? The other you don't know, or do you? You don't
Let
know.
me think about it.
Oh, Jesus.
No,
that's
it's
not a
the
good-
other side.
It's
Yeah.
the other side,
The
right?
other side. Is
Yeah,
it
'cause-
like a 2-lane road, but they somehow make 5 lanes?
You're close. Yeah, exactly. You've got the tuk-tuk or the 3-wheeler on one side, and you've got a van on the other side, and then you've got another van who decides he wants to overtake said van on his side. And even though there's somebody in the other lane, he feels that there's like a 2-van and 3-wheeler
That's the
width
spot.
to this
That's
2-lane
his
road.
spot.
So, it's just running people off the road constantly, and it's ridiculous. Anyway, so our van decided to take an abrupt parking spot in a ditch. And,
Oh no.
Who
and
was
it
driving it? You? Your
no, it was
great
a
uncle?
hired van driver.
Oh, an actual
Yeah,
driver.
we hadn't even gotten to the town yet to see my great uncle. It was just my father and I in this van, and we wake up. Well, we don't wake up. Yeah, we wake up to swerving and hit the ditch at about 30 miles an hour or something, and they got some bruised ribs, and Pops has got a tweaked back, and it was horrible. It sucked.
And that was your first 30 hours in Sri Lanka, this trip?
No. It was
That wasn't
32 hours into the travel.
Oh, that wasn't coming from the airport.
That was coming from the airport. Yeah, we
That was
we
your
weren't.
first
we
day.
weren't. Yeah, right. It was the
Right,
first
that's what I'm
day.
saying.
You
right.
should create a personal airbag just for people going there. You could make so much money, I'm sure. Just like bring your personal airbag in case you fall asleep and end up in a ditch,
That's
you
like
know.
you make an item of clothing.
right? And it just expands when you hit. Just,
You might be on
Yeah.
something.
That is.
there you go. You're welcome.
Third world travel.
Decent.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's opportunity there maybe to monetize.
Another royalty. I'm just picking up royalties.
Brought to you
from
by
all
Full
Brought
Body
to you by
Airbag,
Klutch.
automatic
Yeah.
transmission. Oh, Klutch. What So how bad are your ribs bruised?
I'll be fine in like a week or two,
Oh,
I think.
Jesus. So your
Yeah.
whole trip, you're like,
Yeah, it was a tough way to start, but all other missions accomplished. I got to see old Uncle Lloyd and bring him some goodwill and laptops for the kids learning English, and
so you've
went to
been
see
there
his
2 years
school.
in a row. Now.
Yeah.
So do the kids remember you from last time?
Yeah.
The guy from New Orleans with the
Mhm.
beard and the guitar.
Yeah, I brought a little guitar last year to play, just a little travel-sized guitar, and this kid who was showing us around and knew English pretty well, I could see that he was kind of marveling at it, so I gave it to him when we were leaving, and so we went back this year, and he's got his cowboy chords down.
He's playing.
Yeah, he's doing
Fantastic.
well.
Oh, that is
That's
great.
really cool.
That was super cool.
What
yeah.
can he play? What song does he
Oh,
like?
just like 3 chords, but he was showing me a
Right.
Tamil song, which is their,
yeah.
their language.
It's the
so-
language, Tamil.
Yeah.
Did you learn the Tamil song?
No way, no. Well, I didn't learn the song itself because honestly, he doesn't have his rhythmic meter down. You can't quite tell where what goes. And I
Uh-huh.
said, okay, all right, can we play to a rhythm? Try this. Let me hear that. And he doesn't get that yet. But
Okay.
in due time.
What does the Tamil music sound like? What sort of is it like Indian?
It's that
Sort
it's
of-
that Indian Eastern different meter sort of stuff.
So you can't play
Yeah.
that on a guitar. Hey, remember last time you got a sitar there, right?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Have you ever played that?
Yeah, it's in
You
my
need-
room. I mess around with it.
Can
Yeah.
you play it?
A little bit. I'm not a sitar player or
Do
anything.
you want to
but
bring it one week?
We could,
Should.
yeah.
Can
New
you
Orleans
fit it?
old George Harrison right over here.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's an interesting instrument. You would think it's so much more complicated because there's 20-something strings on there, but it turns out that a lot of them are called sympathetic strings, which means you don't actually play them for the most part. They are there to resonate with the music you're making, the notes you're making. So let's say you're playing in D. Well, these whole bunch of strings below are tuned in a way that they resonate to the D sound. So you just play that one string, and the rest of them resonate with it. So it's essentially just the nuance of the instrument. You're only really playing 2 or 3 strings.
You make it
You
sound
know.
like anybody could do it.
Anybody could do it.
Pretty simple, right? You just get the sitar and
Yeah.
move your
Well,
fingers
I mean,
up
I
and
say
down
that,
a
but
little
I can't
bit.
do it. You fake it till you make it on everything. you
No,
know?
yeah, anybody can do anything. You just gotta set your mind to it.
Yeah. You
Okay.
just got to fake it for a while.
It looks extraordinarily. I mean, I wouldn't even know how to tune that. What do you tune?
Yeah,
it
the
to?
tuning is tough. It's a lot of tuning.
Do they have
lot
the
of-
same scale type thing? Like
No.
when you say D, it's not really a D, right?
Well, they call it something different, but it is really a D.
It is.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the same tone, but they would call it a da or a ra or something.
But it's exactly the same tone as, say, a D or
yeah.
an E.
Yeah, but in their music, it's all kinds of
different culture,
different.
But that's
yeah.
interesting that as human beings, we've actually heard the same sounds, exactly the same. We've
Yeah.
picked on the same
Yeah,
exact
we
tone.
call it
I
something
think it's
different.
interesting that we have different scales. That they'll
Oh, wow.
they'll play a scale. You'll hear it in
Yeah.
that Middle Eastern music and Indian music. You'll hear these these melodies that you recognize as that sort of section of the world, and it's because they're playing these scales that we don't play. You know, it's a different scale.
But I thought they were different notes. That's the same notes.
Well, that's the idea. So a scale is made up of a series of notes.
Right.
So yeah, they are playing different notes within that key.
So it's not what we would hear A, B, C, D, E, F, or A sharp.
Okay,
whatever.
let's say our scale. Let's just start with like a G, a C, and a D is our 1-4-5. Don't worry about the 1-4-5 part. That's the three notes that work together for us.
Yes.
For
Okay.
them, it might be G, C, E instead.
Oh, wow.
You know. So
Okay.
it's just that. It's like little augmentations that make.
But
things
it still
sound.
is G, C, and E.
See
Okay,
if I
let's
can
do
find
it.
But that's what
okay.
makes their music their
So
music.
check it out. You know, you got the. Oh wait, this is in a different key. Whoops. So anyway, let's pretend like. Right, we recognize that as. That's our scale, right?
Okay.
But I'm sure, even though I don't know it, I can find that note that's in their scale that makes it sound like their scale. So it's like probably like. No. There's one.
Oh wow.
You know, right
oh,
there?
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's brilliant. Music lessons. Love it.
And I can hear one already. No. Anyway, you get what I'm saying. You know, I don't study this
Well,
stuff or
keep the
worry about
guitar
it.
here. And
Oh,
let's
yeah, no, that's
play a song
brilliant.
for us. While you, yeah, that is interesting.
Oh no.
So I
completely.
didn't realize that. I didn't realize it's the same exact notes.
Well, it's not. That's what I'm saying.
No, but it's the same. They still are the same notes. They're just played. I mean, you can
Okay,
find
Play-
the
they
note
just
on the
play it
guitar.
completely
I see what you're
differently.
saying.
I
They
thought
have-
they were
have
notes you
different
couldn't find
ideas.
them. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought the strings would have to be a different length. Or,
Oh no, yeah.
What
they-
we've been accustomed to, they're accustomed to something completely different, but yet that's their base of music.
that
as
would sound
considered our
discordant
base
to us,
exactly,
but to
but
them it
it's
sounds.
it's as normal to them. It's awesome.
Yeah.
You call that music?
Yeah, completely.
There you go.
Music's the universal language. It's how we all speak to get. You know, it's how we all speak to each other. Then he gave his guitar to a little boy, and he went and played music. That's communication.
Language
on
of
a
the heart,
completely
brother.
different- Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Met my baby at a street fair, sunny day in July. Me and my baby gonna meet there, my sweet baby and I will. We get hungry, we can eat there. Try me yours, try your mine. My mom baby at a street fair, my sweet baby and I will. Saw fireworks from a mile away. Saw the fireworks in the sky. Saw the fireworks in your eyes today. So I knew it was gonna be alright. Met my baby at a street fair, one day in July. Me and my baby gonna meet there, my sweet baby and I will. Saw the fireworks from a mile away, like jewels in the summer night. Saw the fireworks in your eyes today. So I knew it was gonna be alright.
Yes.
Dude, brilliant.
I appreciate
Nice,
you guys.
eh?
Oh, that was fantastic.
Isn't it shocking to sit there and talk
Fantastic.
to somebody and then they just pick up a
They just
guitar and
whip
do
it
that?
out,
I
yeah.
know. Andrew
I know.
is awesome.
That's
Wouldn't
what I
you
love
just
about
fall
New
in love with
Orleans.
him? Wouldn't you just fall in love with Andrew immediately when
Oh
you see him
no,
do that?
completely. No, I love it, dude. The simplicity of music is so amazing. We're so over.
But it's
You
not
know,
simple. It's not simple. That's the whole
stuff
thing.
like
It looks
festivals and
simple.
stuff
It
is,
looks simple when Andrew does it.
You have all your lights and you have your loud bass and your loud music and confetti and stuff, and that's all fantastic and it's really moving. But the thing that I love about music is that you can break it down to just a man and his guitar and still be moved just as much.
Yeah.
Sure.
But you can't be moved by somebody who's no good at it.
No, but he's really good at
Well,
it.
Great.
But if you have drugs,
That's the key to the whole thing.
Yeah.
Hey, Addie, you spent some time over in the East as well. Didn't you go to India?
I did. How did you know that?
LinkedIn.
Ah, nice.
I asked Emily to send me a bio about you.
That's great.
She didn't send me anything.
Yeah,
so
no, it's really
I
funny
went to
that
LinkedIn
you
and it
brought
said
up
you went
your
to India.
story about your first 24 or 32 hours
oh yeah.
in the East. I had a really interesting first 24 hours in India as well. We had hired someone to drive us from New Delhi to Dharamshala, which is like a 12 or 14-hour drive. And we ended up packing in like 6 or 7 people in this like 4-door car. And we had to drive up the mountains, and somehow one of us noticed that our driver was like drinking. And we were driving through the mountains late at night, and we could tell that he was kind of getting a little bit sick. And all of a sudden, he peels over on the side of the road and starts throwing up. And I'm like, I am not going to let this happen anymore. Like, we need to be dropped off in the next little town that we see. We were still like 2 hours away from Dharamshala, and we made him drop us off, and 6 of us hopped out of the car with all of our backpacks in hand, and we were in the middle of like probably a 20-person little village in the mountains in the middle of the night. And all the dogs in the town started chasing after us and barking at us, and we were knocking on every single person's door. And finally, this one, very nice Indian couple let us in and let us stay the night. And we had, all of us staying in the same room on one bed. And it was a really interesting way to get to know the crew that I was about to spend the next month with. So that was a very funny kind of first experience in India. Also a little bit
Who were the
scary.
other 5 people?
We had one girl from Germany, a couple from Spain, and one other American girl.
How did
So you
all
did
know?
this by yourself. You went out and took this trip with all these people by
Yeah.
yourself. You didn't have a friend or anybody that you
Right,
knew. That's
right.
Awesome.
I went by myself. It was a few years ago. I was a junior in college, so just decided
That's
that I wanted
brave.
to do that.
Very nice.
You
Yeah.
just want to take some time off and do something good for the
Yeah,
world?
it was in
or
the
just-
summer, and I just wanted, to do something. I wanted to travel for a month.
And what did you do when you got to, what's it called, Dharamshala?
Dharamshala. It's on the border of Tibet, kind of. It's where the Dalai Lama, where his home base is. So we did a lot of volunteer work, and we also did a lot of like kind of cultural trips.
He's
So-
from Tibet. You mean he's from the Tibetan side of this place?
Yes, but
Dharamshala.
the headquarters is actually in Dharamshala for the Dalai Lama.
Oh, that's where he lives most of the time
Yes.
when he's not hanging
Yeah,
out
yeah,
in New York?
yeah, exactly.
Ah.
Or he came spoke at Tulane.
And does
last-
he
last
does he have family there or anything?
I don't know, honestly.
Why
I'm
did
sure
he-
he does. But
Is there a compound, a Dalai Lama compound? or
yes,
something?
there is. We went and visited it. It was very, very peaceful and very cool.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
You'd expect that. I
Yeah.
You walk up and they're
You
just
get-
banging metal music. Just everybody's head banging.
Just a lot of monks walking around.
Do they have a
you know?
gift shop?
They do, actually.
Did you get a T-shirt or anything?
No.
I went to the Dalai Lama ashram and all I got was a stupid T-shirt.
No, but I did come home with some cool things. But it was a cool experience. I definitely want to go back.
You do want to go back?
I do.
What's stopping you?
Work.
So this is what you do for a full-time gig. You're the director of the Buku Music and Art Project.
Yes.
They're very big on me not saying festival, but you've actually said festival today already.
We call it a festival, but when
We
you're
do.
kind of... It is a festival. But when you're referring to it as Buku, it's not Buku Festival. It's not Buku Fest. It's just Buku Project, Buku Music and Art Project. So
When
it's
do
kind
you
of like
know
keeping all the
how do I
branding.
know when to say festival and project?
When you're not saying
Feminine
it
and
with
masculine?
Buku.
When I'm not saying it was Buku.
It's not Buku Fest.
It's a broad term.
It's not Buku Festival, but the
What
actual
is wrong with saying?
term.
I mean, why aren't we allowed to say Buku Fest? Why don't you like
it's
that?
just a
Given that-
branding thing, you know. It's a
Yeah, but you're
it's a
fighting an uphill battle here in New Orleans. Everything's festival.
I
or
know, you're
fest.
right. We want it to be different.
Are you from here originally?
No, I'm from Atlanta.
I like the how we call it a project, because a project it builds throughout the whole weekend like a project.
Yeah.
Like you would.
I
It's
see.
not a
And-
set in stone kind of thing.
yeah.
With, pop up moments.
There's
and-
lots
and
of
the people-
intention behind calling it a project.
Precious.
yeah.
Special moments.
Special moments, and the people spray painting and all the thing, like they're doing projects. It's a
It's an
it's a
ever
project.
evolving kind
Completely.
of experience that
Okay,
you're having.
that
at
makes
home.
more
So
sense.
so it's not a set in
That's
stone
making more sense.
festival.
It's not just a
And
performance.
it's not just
it evolves.
Right.
and it's not just kind of confined to the 2 days of the festival. We have so many different kind of outside happenings going on outside of the weekend of the festival.
Like
so,
what, for example?
we just we've supported the Parasite Park opening.
Parasite Park.
Yeah,
That's
it's
an
the
interesting
new
term
skate
right
park,
there.
New Orleans' first.
Oh, that's what
skate
they're
park.
calling it.
First
Parasite.
legal
Parasite.
skate park.
First legal skate park in
Parasite.
the city.
As in
But
something
they
that
spell
lives
it
off a host.
they spell it.
It's not
They spell
really.
it
There's gotta be
P-A-R-I.
something.
They spell it differently.
No, that's the name. I saw that.
That is
No,
it.
it's
But
not.
they
It
spell
is.
it
Tell
differently.
me it's not.
It is, yeah.
They
spell
spell
it
it differently.
Mhm.
Okay, how would you spell parasite?
It's usually with an A, but they spell it with an I. So Parisite. Yeah.
What does that mean?
It was just open last week or
Yeah,
the
the
week
mayor
before?
actually came and did a Reuben cutting last
Mhm.
weekend. It was the most
'Cause
amazing
it
thing
was-
I have ever seen.
It was a
Wow.
skate park
All the
created.
skaters were all leaning over a 21-foot Reuben provided by Stein's Deli. I actually brought the Reuben to the park.
I didn't want to point out that you maybe had
Reuben
mispronounced something,
cutting.
but you
A
really
same-
meant to
A
say
Reuben cutting from Stein's
a
Deli.
20-foot sandwich.
Yeah, 20-foot Reuben. It smelled
How does
amazing
it? What is the
in that
relationship
van.
between a 20-foot sandwich and the parasite park?
All the skaters, I think it was just
Wordplay.
it was a joke.
Mhm.
It was
Yeah.
it was a joke on wordplay, and I think some of them actually thought that there was going to be a Reuben cutting. These are a lot of young kids that live around the neighborhood, kind of near Delgado.
Geez, this is a great reason to stay in school, kids, right here.
Yeah.
This is crazy. Parasite. What is that? Why would they call it? There's got to be a reason. Does anybody know that? Andre? No idea.
No,
Well,
don't
they
think-
used to call it the Peach Orchard, and
Better?
it actually got
Right there. There's a
It
guy.
got bulldozed. It got bulldozed.
Okay.
So they had to rebuild it completely, and
Okay.
I'm not sure why they chose the name Parasite.
Nor
No
do I,
skateboard
but I
on-
think it was really cool because what I'm pretty sure what they did was it was a skate park built by skaters. So what it was all the funding that they got was all donations from people they didn't get from the city.
Yeah, they actually have a Kickstarter going
Yeah.
right now. They're trying to raise $32,000, and I think they've done a really good job so far.
To,
Yeah,
do,
no.
to do what? To build the
To
park?
keep building the park, yeah.
So it's a
Are
skate
you a
park
s- are you
for
a
skaters by
skateboarder,
skaters.
Andre?
I did for a while,
Yeah.
and I still have my longboard, and I still have my old Plan B, and I like to jump on it a few times. But
See, I tell you what I was thinking when I talking about your name, going back to this whole Klutch issue. I think if you come from here, when you come from here, the name Andre Waguespack is probably so common to you.
Waguespack, it's
Yeah.
extremely common.
But
down here.
outside of here, that is such a great name.
Yeah,
Just
it is.
Waguespack.
Yeah.
Just the whole,
I
just
can
that.
get behind that.
Yeah.
Just the name Waguespack.
Such a
yeah.
great,
Oh yeah, a
lyrically
bunch of family
sound.
of cane farmers. My whole family is from Vacherie and Thibodaux,
Yeah.
and some of them still do cane farming out there and all that stuff. So straight Cajun country, where we soak our beans for 2 days before.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
I feel you.
In a
Yeah.
crock
That could
pot
be
that
it.
looks like a rice silo.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
nice. Yeah.
So you have, so your family still, do you go there for Thanksgiving, Christmas, and stuff?
I mean,
Back to Vacherie?
we go out sometimes. We're the city folk who got away kind of thing.
So you're the city slicker guy.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
with his electronic music and
Yeah,
hang out
yeah,
at the
yeah.
art festival.
Yeah, we grow up and we're now they're still out climbing magnolias and I'm indoors with air conditioning and my computer. But hey, man, they're awesome. It's always fun to go back there. The food is absolutely
Right.
brilliant. That's the classic Cajun cooking, and you don't get it anywhere else except when you go out there. And
Yeah, it's cool. Let's take a listen to another song. What do you think?
yeah. By
So
all
we just
means.
listened to that one. Would you have an original?
Yeah. Seventh Day. I really like Seventh Day. That's a good one.
Seventh day.
Seventh Day.
And on the seventh day, God created.
Pretty much, exactly. It's
Well,
all
no, he
about
didn't.
Genesis.
He didn't do anything on the seventh day, did he?
He
No,
rested.
He rested. Is this a song about resting?
I mean, it's a pretty relaxed song.
Okay.
I would think so.
I guarantee you there's someone listening to the show right now saying, I wish those fucking people would shut up so I can hear this. So if they are saying that, where would they find this? Just SoundCloud?
SoundCloud, is that a backslash, right?
That
SoundCloud
one.
/ Klutch
Look.
Official. It's simple.
So if we
KLUTCH, and then I don't know how to spell official that quickly.
You don't know how to spell official.
I'm gonna do it. Okay, give me a second. OFFICIAL.
Nailed it.
There we go.
Unbelievable.
You have to give me a second.
That's even without. That's from Jesuit, right?
Yeah, it is Jesuit. Thank you, Blue Jays.
Andrew went to Jesuit as well.
No, I didn't.
Oh, didn't you? Where did you go?
I went to Rummel, actually.
Oh, Rummel. Shit.
Okay. Well, then-
Why do I always say that? It's not the first time I've said that either, is it?
I lived next to Jesuit.
Oh, that's what it is.
Oh,
Yeah.
did you?
Okay.
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Where?
I live on South Pierce
Oh,
in
very
Palmyra.
nice. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Yeah,
No, beautiful neighborhood. Mid-City is great right there.
That's
Where do
pretty
you
good.
Where do you live? Though?
Well, I just actually moved from Lakeview to Uptown on 2nd Street.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, so I'm right around the corner.
So you're an uptown guy now.
Oh yeah, I've always been an Uptown guy.
All right. Nice.
Love Uptown. Uptown is where everything happens. You
Is
know,
it?
it's- I mean, this is New Orleans. Uptown, downtown.
Yeah, I think a
and
lot of people
Mid-City.
talk
Mid-City
about
as well.
downtown now like it's where everything's happening, and Bywater and
Well, I mean, the city's so
where Eddie
small.
lives,
The
Irish
city,
Channel.
the city is a.
Irish Channel.
Yeah.
The city's, you can get anywhere and anywhere in 10 minutes. So
That's
a
true.
fact. That is a beautiful thing about this place.
love it.
So, Eddie, what do you think has gone wrong in the hour you've been sitting here talking to us? How many things could
Great
have
question.
totally fucked up?
I don't know. I don't think anything's gone wrong.
You don't
I've
find
enjoyed
that every
it.
time you leave the
You're
office?
so wrong, Addie. Come on.
I'm glad that I can have some time away from my computer right now.
Oh, that's good. Would you like another one of these what is that?
Acai.
Acai berry cocktails?
Sure.
We can hook you up.
Nice.
Yeah, we can hook one up. Emily, can you hook us up with another round? Yeah, Graham will hook you up if you need help with that. Because I hate to see you with an empty glass in front of you, and everyone's
It
finished
was
the drink.
kind of half full.
It was a really
Yeah.
sort of empty-looking half drink, wasn't it?
Uh-huh.
I guess if you don't pay for it, you can't really sort of complain much about that.
True.
Yeah. Still. Okay, so if I'm listening to the show and I'm like, I don't have a ticket to Buku, is there anything I can do to get in? Can I go down there and hope that there'll be like a last-minute cancellation or something, or I'm just stuck
I
outside?
think there are some people who are selling their own
Oh.
tickets. They can't go anymore. So
Scalping.
like
Yeah, check out
Craigslist.
StubHub.
Okay.
I would avoid against buying any tickets from scalpers. Like if it's someone you trust, then
But I could show up down at the thing there, and maybe there'd be a chance that someone is selling a ticket.
yeah, there might be a small
And
chance.
so tell us where it is.
It is at Mardi Gras World, on this side of the river. It's a really cool setting for a festival because it's outside, right on the river, in between the train tracks. The backdrop of the main stage is the Market Street Power Plant. So it's kind of really interesting seeing your favorite, acts playing with the power plant looming in the background. And then we have our riverboat, which is the VIP hangout. It's VIP only, and that's docked right on the festival grounds. So you can see the main stage acts playing from the riverboat docks.
What time does it wrap up?
1 a.m. each night.
Are there after parties
We
in the
have
surrounding?
lots of after parties. We have one pre-party on Thursday, and then 2 after parties on Friday and Saturday, and then 1 on Sunday as
Where
well.
are they located?
The Republic, the
Mhm.
Joy Theater, and the Dragon's Den. So you can see those all on our website.
And what happened? Was it last year, or was it? When was the first year of this? A couple of years ago.
2012.
This is the third. Or
This will be the
one.
fourth year.
one. So there's no real neighborhood around there, is there?
Not really.
So who were the people that were so
The
pissed
noise
off?
complaints. I think 2 years ago, 2013, some of the noise carried across the river.
To the Westbank.
Yeah, to the Westbank.
How great is that?
Yeah, so we worked really closely with the city. Thank
Emily.
you.
Nice. That's a much larger looking one.
We worked really closely with the city after that year. We implemented a noise management plan that we had sound engineers sign off on. It involves everything from changing the positioning of the stage to like how the monitors are, how loud they are or whatever. I don't really know all the technical details and that went into it, but we implemented a pretty stringent noise management plan.
But you're saying that you can't hear one stage from the other at the festival, and you
Right.
and you can hear the whole thing
Well,
across
that's-
the river.
I
I guess the
don't-
water travels.
I'm not a sound engineer either, but
Yeah.
I know that the flat surface of any body of water makes it really easy for sound to travel,
Exactly.
and then the low frequency of a bass carries really well. So
Exactly.
you got.
Wonder why we can't
Yeah,
hear
so
music
last year
from
we didn't
Cuba.
have any noise complaints, which was great.
Not enough
Oh,
bass.
so you fixed it?
We fixed it. Yeah.
Okay, so that's all fixed.
Yeah.
Hey, well, it's cool. We're looking forward to seeing it
No.
and hearing what
Well, you
happens.
won't see it because you
We
don't have
won't.
a ticket.
I
right?
can't get in.
Yeah, you can't.
I tried to get them to
Unless
give
you
us
get a VIP.
free
We
tickets
can
to give
get
away.
you a ticket.
They wouldn't
There you
even
go,
give me.
Grant.
We'd
They
love
wouldn't
to
give me
invite
tickets
you.
to give away here on the show. I wanted to give some tickets away, but I thought it would help promote it. But it's sold out.
Yeah, it's
so
Yeah,
done.
true.
how
They
exciting!
don't
Well,
need your help,
congratulations!
Grant.
I know. So Eddie, congratulations! You
Thank
pulled
you.
it off.
I know. We still have, another week of planning and making sure everything is squared away, but
So on the possibility that someone's listening to this show and they can actually swallow a sword or breathe fire or do some
There you
sort
go.
of.
There's an in. Good
Yeah.
call. Good call.
How would they find you?
they should email us info@thebukuproject.com.
And Buku is Buku.
Exactly.
We should have a link. We'll put a link to that on our website. So
Okay.
if you listen to this somehow and you can get to something that has a link on it,
Yeah.
we'll put it on our site as
Yeah,
well.
but we get back to
info
all
at
those
the Buku
inquiries
Project.
and we forward them on to our special moments team. So.
Special Moments. Who's
Yeah.
on the Special Moments team? Max Rashi?
No, he is doing the curation of the graffiti gallery.
Okay.
But Nick Thomas.
Nick Thomas.
is our
How did you meet
lead on
Max
that.
in the first place? Something to do with this festival?
No, it was before actually. We both went to Tulane, but we met after he graduated at a concert. So.
Who was playing?
I honestly don't even remember,
Lord.
but it was at the Dragon's Den on
Okay.
Frenchman Street.
Well, that
That
was a
was
while
4.5
back.
years ago.
I was going to say there's no one playing music at all at the Dragon's Den, is there anymore?
There they are.
Oh,
Are
yeah.
they, are
Oh,
they back
yeah.
to
Every
playing
Sunday,
in
man. Every Sunday, Base Church.
there? Okay. Base what?
Base Church.
Base Church.
Oh, yeah, it's where you
That's
go
good.
pray.
Very good.
Pray to the base
Okay,
gods.
so if we want to see you, so we can find you on SoundCloud, and if we want to see you live, you're at Republic?
A lot of times, yeah, Republic has treated me really well. I mean, a few, I get booked for amps sometimes, and they sometimes play at the Howlin' Wolf. Pretty much, anywhere they get booked. But yeah, Republic is the spot to be. or
Okay.
something to sit.
And you do anything else? Are you like waiting tables or anything?
This is funny. I actually work at Radio Shack, and we all know how that's going right now.
Radio Shack, are they going to close the one
Yeah,
down
my
that you're
store,
working
my
at?
store is getting closed down right now.
Hate
I
that.
think we got about 2 more weeks in it. So.
Oh, is that all? Really?
Oh yeah,
That's
yeah.
that imminent?
Oh, that imminent.
Oh, I thought
we
this
already
was
have-
years away.
We've already
Oh,
had stores closed down. We had Lakeside Mall closed down.
Shit, I love that Radio
Yeah,
Shack.
oh,
Which
yeah.
what? I mean, I go to that
I
Radio Shack
was the one
constantly.
across from Dornax.
on Veterans.
On Veterans, right across from Dornax.
Are they going to close the one on Magazine Street? Either because
I'm
that's
not
the one.
too sure.
I'm going to have a lot of
honestly.
problems
yeah,
if
no,
that's closed.
definitely
Yeah.
check out your Radio Shacks. I mean, we're up to I know our store is up to 60 to 80% off right now, or 50 to 70%
Wow.
off of everything. Oh, all the good
I didn't
things
know
have
this.
all the good things have already been taken. No
Oh
worries.
no.
But these mic cables,
Yeah, I mean,
mic
that's what I'm saying.
stands.
Oh yeah, no. It's
Amazon.com, bro.
I know, but
cheap.
but
Yeah.
when you're screwed and it's like the show's in
yeah.
a half hour and,
Yeah, you're
and
right.
the cable's not working.
You're right.
You go to Radio Shack
Go to
and you
Radio
pay
Shack, right?
$35 for a cable that you could have paid $12 for on Amazon, but
Yeah.
Yeah, but
and they're still going out of business.
yeah, unfortunately, we are closing our doors. But,
What are you going to do?
What am I gonna do? Just keep on keeping on. Right now, I'm trying to put a little more foothold into the actual. I'm really interested not only in the production of music, but also the production of shows. At Jesuit, I was in the part of the plays, but I was set crew, and so I love just producing sets, and I love just creating an experience basically. So hopefully, certain opportunities are arising, and hopefully I can.
So
put my-
getting fired from Radio Shack might be a good thing for you. You'll
probably
throw
might be the
yourself
best
into.
thing in my life.
I think it's the best thing that could have happened to you.
Oh,
was getting
without a
fired
doubt,
from
you
Radio
gotta.
Shack.
It's all about positivity.
There
It's
you
all
go.
about taking the opportunities that are given to you and jumping on it.
Do you believe that God did that?
And
on that note-
should we go into this?
Nice question.
No, we got to get out of here and make way for paying customers to take our place. Addie Olsen, thank you so much for joining us. Andre Waguespack, otherwise known as Klutch, thank you so much for being here on Happy Hour. And Andrew Duhon, thank God you're back.
Hey, man, good to be
In
back.
one piece.
Yeah.
I mean, slightly,
Mostly.
Personal
slightly
airbags,
bruised.
I'm telling you, personal
with-
I
airbags.
can dig it. Yeah.
Brilliant
do it.
idea. Brought to you by Hangover Destroyer.
Right.
Thanks, Trey. Our show is produced by Graham DePonte, our associate producer, and technical director is Chris Kehoe. Christian Unruh is our music director, and our theme song was written by and is currently being played by Mitch Foreman. The fabulous audio quality of this show is brought to you in part by PreSonus Audio Electronics. If you'd like to be on this show, and you can sit around a table and drink up to 2 drinks in 60 minutes without falling off a chair, drop us a line. Our address is on our website, itsneworleans.com, where you can also hear other editions of Happy Hour, as well as some other shows we make here. Out to Lunch with Peter Raschuti, live from Commander's Palace. Mindset with psychiatrist Dr. Nick Pajic. True to the Game with the fabulous Chris True. Midnight Menu +1 with Margot Moss and the man who ate New Orleans, Ray Canata. Louisiana Eats with Poppy Tooker. And the revolutionary new way to buy a house in New Orleans, Unlisted NOLA with Andy Severino. Keep up with us on Facebook or Twitter and a bunch of other time-sucking social media as well. On all of it, we're called It's New Orleans. You can find photos from this show on itsneworleans.com and on our Facebook and Google Plus pages. If you're listening to this show on iTunes or Stitcher or some other podcast app, thank you so much for subscribing to us. Just do one thing before the car goes off the road. Take a moment to rate and review us. That helps other people find us. It really does work. Our show is recorded live today at Wayfare on Ferret Street, where they put fine dining into a sandwich and fine booze into a glass. Happy Hour is a production of I Know Broadcasting for itsneworleans.com. For Graham DePonte, Chris Kehoe, Andrew Duhon, everybody else around the table here at Wayfare and back at our office at I Know Broadcasting, thank you so much for joining us. I'm Grant Morris. We'll see you back here next week on Happy Hour.
Let's be honest, there are tons of ways to send money back home, and every company promises me the same things: good rates and safe transfers. That's why it can be overwhelming to choose a new way to send money. I switched to Remitly because I can track my money every step of the way, which means I know exactly when my mom will get her money. And with their extensive payment network, my mom can receive her money in a way that is more convenient and safe for her. You should check it out. Go to Remitly.com or download their app to get started. Remitly Inc. is a licensed money transmitter by the state of New York, California, Massachusetts, and other states.